Hello. Ah, Gordon, here you are. We just sent the sample down to the test chamber. Ah! Get back! If you would be so kind as to push the sample into the lift, we can start the experiment. Ah! Hurry up, Freeman!
So recently, the live streaming terror himself, Johnny Somali, aka Ramzi Kahil Ismail, aka the most saluted person with main character syndrome, after going on a streaming rampage in Korea, has pled guilty to his crimes in court, guaranteeing him a jail sentence of 5 years minimum and stopping his reign of terror in Korea. But how does it even reach this point? How does one person throw away everything and reach absolute rock bottom? Before all of that though, I just want to reiterate how pointless all of his antics ultimately were, especially considering how the main purpose of all of his antics was for the simple purpose of internet clout. A little bit of that niche internet micro-celebrity grind, if you will. Yet he never received any actual riches or fame. He's dirt poor, especially with his ongoing Korea trial, and the few people that did actively watch him only did so because they wanted to see him get beat up, not because they actually liked Johnny as a content creator, let alone as a person. He's also banned on every major platform and relegated to very fringe third-party sites. He's basically a textbook example of what happens when you let the internet clout chase ruin your life. His entire online career can be summed up as,
arrogance and stupidity all in the same package. How efficient of you.
Also, shout out to Johnny for single-handedly setting back Asian-Black relations for 50 years. Johnny first became known for being racist in Japan with atomic bomb references and harassing people in the streets. Hiroshima, Nagasaki! This led to him being pressed and beaten in Japan.
Don't grab nothing! Oh!
And ultimately arrested after him and Gino got BTFO'd after an impromptu visit to a construction site, harassing the workers there. They got in trouble with the law and order of the law and ended up arrested. They also got arrested again for obstruction of business by disrupting the restaurant by playing extremely loud noises. Where their other crimes in Japan also got brought to light, Johnny got jerked around in Japan courts a bit. But ultimately, after a couple months on trial, Johnny was fined 200,000 yen, which is $1,400. And he was also banned from Japan. I don't really care about Gino, he's nothing more than a side chick here. You would think that after being put through the ringer in court, Johnny would wise up and actually do something productive with his life. But oh no, Johnny Salami had other plans. I would say that he doubled down, but that is simply the understatement of the century. Let me give you guys the SparkNotes version of events before the Korean trial. First, he went to Israel after Japan, where he wasted no time in harassing the local population there, which resulted in him obviously being beaten again.
Chill out! Yo, chill out, bro. Okay, let's just talk, bro. Let's just... Yo, what are you doing? Just talk. Just talk, bro. Yo, bro, what the fuck?
I don't even know why you would go to Israel in the first place, especially with the fact that it's currently a war zone between them and the Palestinians. Then he had the bright idea to provoke a woman cop, which is absolutely crazy going out of your way to provoke law enforcement. Usually, people do anything they can to avoid getting noticed by the police.
Oh, you a bad bitch. I swear to God. You a bad bitch. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God, I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. I'm in the sidewalk. What the fuck? What am I going to jump? America! I'm from America!
It also shows the level of boldness and delusion he has in harassing law enforcement members, which we will see be a reoccurring issue. To make a long story short, he ultimately gets detained, but nothing much comes of it, which brings us to hopefully the final chapter of Salami Boy's IRL ELO terrorism, Korea. Now after his Japan visit, old Johnny Boy was not happy with Asians as a whole, and he wanted some payback. He immediately wasted no time in being a societal cancer and started his usual shtick of harassing people. But then he decides to up the ante. You see, in Korea, there are these comfort woman statues made in memory of the Korean women who were sexually assaulted during World War II by Japanese soldiers. Well, Johnny decides to go and make a mockery of these statues, kissing them, pouring baby oil, and twerking in front of them, which was cited in his court trial. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Point is, he's making an ass of himself and pissing off the locals. Some other notable stuff he's done in Korea is harass and spit on an old lady at a convenience store before spilling out noodles and throwing them while drunk.
Yeah, you like a Jack Frost with a zesty Edgar. Get your ass on me like Victor from Despicable Me.
I eat the ramen. Very good. I do my, I go, okay, I shut it up. I'm gonna eat the ramen.
Father was right to say you should never have kids. Your father was right, your father was right.
Harassing people on the streets with a dead fish, and disrupting a bus ride. He also made/distributed AI deepfakes of a Korean streamer called Bonbon, which is highly illegal to do in Korea, as it can earn you 7 years of jail time and fines in the tens of thousands of dollars. Surprisingly, he has not been officially charged in court for this crime at the time of making this video, but it has been forwarded to Korean police, so there is a non-zero chance he will be charged with distributing deepfakes. Predictably, all of this got him beaten up, 3 different times I might add. One guy yoinked his phone and tossed it for a long pass. Another dude 1v3 Johnny and his crew.
이 새끼 뇌병변 장애 있나봐.
때렸다. 레전드. 레전드. 엄마. 야. 레전드. 야, 1대1 안 해, 개새끼야. 야, 1대1해. 1대1해, 씨발놈아. 무기 들었어, 개새끼야. 야, 내려놔. 경찰 불러. 야, 행크. You boxer? What? Don't fucking touch him, bro. 야, 그거 내려놔. 야. 야, 이거 내려놔. 무기 개새끼야. 야, 뒤질래? 내가 들었어, 이 씨발.
Also, in the Korea arc, he befriended someone called Hank Yu, who is basically a Korean version of Uncle Ruckus with his enablement of letting Johnny disrespect his people and culture. He also went viral a couple years back due to him posing with the Confederate flag, as well as several other flags. The final guy who beat him just simply walked up and biffed him hard.
어디가? 어디가? Yo.
Straight up OTK'd him. Bro got one tapped. Of course, in all 3 situations, poor old Johnny Boy got walloped hard. He couldn't even fight back, let alone defend himself. Fun fact, by the way, it's mandatory for every Korean to enlist in the military, so it's pretty obvious who's winning those fights. Bro spent his entire online career antagonizing and inflaming people, and he couldn't even fight back when the obvious was gonna happen. Sad. Imagine being so rude and disrespectful that Japan and Korea, countries known for their kind and polite people, have to resort to violence. It's also kind of telling that you're only willing to really up the ante in those countries where you know that the population is more trusting. You tried that shit in Israel and found out real quick, didn't ya? He would never try and pull this shit in places like Mexico or the US where he would get dropped in the streets or the NY subways. Instead, he gets to piss off the residents of Korea until they hunt him down for a cash prize. Golden Goblin, I believe, is what they call him. The crazy part about all of this is that the incidents that I've described are only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much other stuff he's done in his worldwide terror spree, but if I were to tell you everything, we would be here forever. So all you need to know is that he is the biggest public nuisance streamer to ever exist so far. To make a long story short though, it finally caught up to him in Korea, and he officially got put on probation a couple months back in November and barred from leaving the country. Now you would think while he's in the middle of a trial, he would try and stay on Korea's good side and not cause any more tomfoolery, right? Psych! Apparently, in Johnny Boy's empty head, he somehow thinks it's a good idea to continue to cause trouble. He thinks that the purple passport he got after his original was taken away, for some reason, is going to save him. Yeah, that's not how it works, which you will find out eventually during your first court trial. You're being detained for crimes committed in Korea. They're not just gonna let you walk out of there, passport or no passport. Also, how are you even gonna flee the country? The only way out through land is North Korea, and while you may praise North Korea, they will not be praising you. That's for sure. You can't take a boat or plane out because they have security there and will probably stop you. You're trapped in a prison of your own making. Also, fun fact, while waiting for his Korea trial, he thought it would be a good idea to get into the porn business. I'm not kidding, by the way. Like, we need to be traumatized by his antics anymore. All I'm gonna say is, disgusted! Also, making porn in South Korea is illegal. But hey, he just wants his ninjas to goon. Okay? Type 1 if you're a real ninja and you want to goon right now. But back to his incoming court trial. To make a long story short, because again, any crime you can name, Salami Boy has probably done it and streamed it for the entire world to see. The day of his trial rapidly approaches, and in true Salami fashion, he shows everyone what not to do if you ever end up in court. To start off, somehow he thinks that he's gonna walk free with only a fine to pay.
Look, I did go there and recognize all the charges. I said I was guilty. I did say all this shit because a nigga is just gonna be a fine. Nigga, what the fuck? I'm just gonna pay it and leave, bro. Like, you can't go to jail for this shit.
And what better way to celebrate than getting drunk and potentially pilled up the night right before your trial? Yeah, you know that life-changing event that will determine your future? Let's show up wasted to it! That will surely convince the judge of my innocence/remorse. Also, let's insult the judge and act racist towards him. The judge will definitely let you go free after this.
They writing this shit in gook language.
Essentially, he got in trouble for, number one, wearing the hat.
I didn't get in trouble. I don't speak Korean. The nigga said take the hat off. I don't know what these gook ass niggas said. Nigga said take the hat off. I don't know what the fuck. Some nigga told me take the hat off. I took it off.
He doesn't know Hank's address and apartment number where he's
that as well.
Stupid.
Yeah, he kept answering that he didn't know. Yeah, no, it's bad. It looks really bad for him.
Then he said, I don't know because I don't speak Korean. And then the judge said, you can speak English. Because the judge...
Right. The nigga told me, what's the address, nigga? I'm like, nigga, I don't know how to tell you, nigga. How do I say ching chong ching ching ching? How can I say that to you? I don't speak your language.
Being racist towards a dude that holds your future in his hands is crazy work. This clip is technically after his first trial, but let's not pretend that Johnny wasn't harboring any racist thoughts towards Koreans. You know, considering his track record so far. I'm sure the judge will let you off with a slap on the wrist after seeing you get blackout drunk to the point of vomiting.
I'm giving y'all the first viral moment tonight. Oh my god. I just threw up everywhere. Oh my god.
Ew, you nasty ass bastard! You fucking nasty ass motherfucker!
To make matters worse for Johnny, he shows up to court an hour late, still wasted from last night by the way, and immediately sets the mood by entering and making faces at Atozi and Legal Mindset, who are both YouTubers who have extensively documented Johnny's streaming life.
Funny, and the judge saw him making faces at us.
Right, yeah, when he walked in.
And then on the bench, he made a face directly at me and Adazi.
In front of everyone.
Right to us, in front of everybody.
Yeah.
He looked to us and did both of us. It was pretty direct. It was right at us, like direct.
And him call you guys losers.
So that was... Hank apparently showed up and called us losers.
Oh, we're losers, guys.
Hank called us a loser, so we're so emotionally damaged right now. You can see A to Z.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to the both of them for doing that. Well, Johnny didn't like the fact that they flew down to Korea very much and made its displeasure known, which was obviously picked up by the judge and everyone else in the room. Add on to the fact that he was wearing a MAGA hat which the judge told him to remove. He also showed up in an oversized suit given to him by his alleged secret lover, Hank. Bro thinks he's all drippy. He's only wearing a MAGA hat because he saluted to the point of thinking that the US is going to bail him out and that Korea is a vassal state to the US, which isn't even remotely true. Just because the US has military bases here doesn't make Korea subservient to America. Also, newsflash buddy, you're a deranged nobody streamer with nothing to your name. The US ain't doing shit for you. You're not gonna risk it on an irrelevant troublemaker. But all of these factors immediately painted him in a bad light in a court, But in all honesty though, considering his past history, he isn't really doing himself any favors. Regardless though, it's crazy how you show up absolutely wasted, late, and disrespectful when the fate for your next couple years of life lies solely in the hands of the Korean court system. If you thought Johnny's court session would get better, it just doesn't. His court session was described by witnesses as very disrespectful as by keeping his hands in his pockets, which is a sign of disrespect in Korean culture. He also lied to the judge, like when he said he was a student, when he very clearly isn't. Additionally, he insta-folded to all the charges against him, which so far just consists of the Minor Crimes Act and obstruction of business. At the time of his first court trial, these crimes are based off him throwing the noodles in the convenience store, harassing people with a dead fish, and harassing people on the train, for a grand total of 1 count of obstruction of business and 2 minor crimes acts. Side note, I think it's absolutely crazy how because of Johnny's antics, twerking has been officially referenced in Korean court. Now do Skibbity Toilet next. But to continue on to the Wombo combo, because as if getting fucked physically and mentally wasn't enough, he's also getting fucked legally too. Only time he's ever getting any, by the way. While there was initially 3 charges that he insta-FF'd on, there was also another charge that came out of left field that completely blindsided him and his lawyer. The final charge apparently is not public at the time of recording this. The only thing known about it at the time is that it's another obstruction of business charge. But considering how many crimes Johnny has streamed live, I'm sure that the prosecution will have no shortage of events to pick from. The prime cut, if you will. In any case, he and his lawyer have scheduled another court hearing on April 9th to look over the 4th case, so we'll find out then. There is one notable event pre-court trial that I want to talk about, as it will tie into a later topic. During Johnny's drunken pre-court trial stream, he flashed a couple of papers in Korean while acting racist towards the judge.
When he was drunk last night, he flashed this document across the screen. This is a charge, yes, like Mike said, this is a sex crime, which is the deep fake. This is the deep fake crime in Jamshil. And yes, fake video distribution. It's a deep fake. This is a deep fake. And he literally said, I don't understand this racial slur speak.
They writing this shit in Gook language.
While to a non-Korean, this paper means nothing for the simple reason of them not being able to understand the language. When translated, this document is apparently legal papers that police sent over to the prosecution regarding his little deepfake incident, where he was distributing deepfaked images of him and Bonbon kissing. Remember, generation/distribution of deepfake images is illegal in Korea, where people can face up to 7 years in prison and pay tens of thousands in fines. No spoilers, but this will play a very important role later on. Additionally, considering how Johnny has a list of crimes a mile long, all recorded live of course, the Korean court system could do what Japan did and keep adding charges every time he has a new court session, forcing Johnny to prolong his stay. Remember, he can't leave Korea. He's stuck there until they are completely done with him, be it jail time or fines. Also, he's live streamed all of his sins for the entire world to see. And believe me, there's a lot of crimes he's committed that's caught in 4K. So it shouldn't be an issue for the prosecutors to slowly trickle in charges and extend his court date to potentially years. I would also like to remind you guys that Korea, like Japan, has an insanely high conviction rate. I'm talking a nearly 100% success rate. But that's not surprising considering that they only press convictions when they are very sure that it will go through successfully. He managed to break the loop in Japan because it was his first time in court and he lied to everyone. But here, after all that's happened, there's no chance of him getting away easily this time. He's gonna have to face slammer time. And I promise you that if he acts the same way in prison as he does while streaming, the prisoners are gonna love him. Love smashing his face in, that is. Fun fact for you guys. One of the punishments in Korean jail involves picking cabbage because Koreans love their kimchi. So there is a non-zero chance that good old Johnny Boy is going to be picking cabbage in the fields. But hey, at least he's not picking cotton, am I right? As for the public's reaction to this trial, well, they're loving it, but that's not surprising, considering how his only purpose is to travel to countries to harass the locals. And of course he only antagonizes the well-mannered people until even they snap. They've also realized his shtick of harassing random people on the street is just going to keep happening and have called for a harsher punishment, and rightfully so, for 2 main reasons. First, it's obvious that Mr. Salami here is never going to learn his lesson. He got BTFO'd both physically and legally in Japan, and instead of getting his act together and wising up, he decided to go be a waste of oxygen in Israel and Korea. In fact, in Korea, he has openly stated that he wants to be a bastion of evil.
If y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let me be your bastion of the evil. If you want to see anarchy, if you're an anarchist, and you want somebody that is going to crash out with no remorse, with no sense of self-worth, with no sense of self-preservation, I will be your man.
It's clear that he needs a book thrown at him and that he needs to be made an example out of. Or you're just going to invite copycats who are going to terrorize your population and do the same thing all over again. It is vital that they give Johnny a harsh punishment so that no one else will even think about streaming themselves causing havoc in Korea. Speaking of copycats, that brings me over to my next reason, which is the IRL kick streamer epidemic. For whatever reason, after seeing Johnny, who was patient zero for the IRL kick streamer template, get beaten and arrested, they, for whatever reason, think that because Johnny was hated and despised by everyone, they should emulate this behavior, because as we all know, all publicity is good publicity. Regardless, there's been a wave of them resurging in Japan. One notable incident involved a dude throwing a big chunk of snow at a random Japanese person for the lols.
The next person to come to this vending machine is getting hit with this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This is like a whole block of shit. Do it, I'll drop 100 subs, you know I will. So drop the 100 subs, because I'm going to do it more than now that... Fuck it, drop the 100 subs. Drop the 100 subs. This dude right here that looks like he's having a nice day. See me, my son? Okay. Sorry. Hug. Sorry. Go to my side.
What's wrong with you?
Wait, what?
He did get called out for it though, which was really satisfying to see.
What's wrong with him? What's wrong with you?
I just threw a snowball.
Yeah, why? Why?
Do you want me
Why in the face of a staff member? Here?
Do you want me to throw a snowball at you?
No, because
his lip is bleeding.
Yes, his lip is bleeding because of you.
Because
turn it off. Turn it off.
No,
what's wrong with you?
Don't touch my phone.
You
don't touch my phone. Then walk away from me.
You fucking tourist.
I'm a tourist.
Yeah, you're a tourist, obviously.
I live here.
Yeah, but why are you using?
Then you should have respect.
Yeah. There was also a world of t-shirts who had a mental freakout live on the streets.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
Also, the same dude who threw the snowball ended up pissing on some floor. Yeah, fucking nasty. There's also Ice Poseidon and his crew, and the things I've heard about them are not great. These streamers think that just because Johnny got a slap on the wrist in Japan, they are free to abuse the general populace for easy clout and content. But the only silver lining is that people are now much more aware of these nuisance streamers and much more willing to confront them, like was the dude who threw snow at that Japanese guy.
What's wrong with him? What's wrong with you?
I just threw a snowball.
Yeah, why? Why?
Do you want me to?
Why in the face of a staff member? Here?
Do you want me to throw a snowball at you?
No, because
his lip is bleeding.
Yes, his lip is bleeding because of you.
But back to Johnny. Right after court, he ran away and cursed off a female Korean reporter.
Charges? Is there anything you want to say? Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North. We had the media come up to us. What did I say to them, man? When the media came up? Fuck you, suck my dick.
Real alpha move. Talking shit while running away. True Sigma vibes right here. His main argument to stick it to the court is that he only has to pay a small fine and he'll be let out for his crimes.
Look, I did go there and recognize all the charges. I said I was guilty. I did say all this shit because a nigga is just gonna be a fine. Nigga, what the fuck? I'm just gonna pay it and leave, bro. Like you can't go to jail for this shit.
Which is simply untrue. While one minor crimes act isn't a big deal, he has multiple of those crimes stacked against him and obstruction of business charges which can and will add up. And due to the power of hindsight, I can safely say you'll probably end up in jail due to that 5th charge, which I will of course cover later. Also, since you've already admitted to multiple charges, also with the additional court date coming up, what makes you think that they won't pull the same stunt in Japan and add new charges every time, forcing your lawyer to reschedule before the whole cycle repeats? And like Japan, Korea also has a near 100% conviction rate, so he's definitely facing jail time. He's basically screwed, and the crazy part is, he just keeps going. It's like a choose your own adventure book, but you just choose the most incorrect answers possible. For crying out loud, he even showed up drunk to his own trial. This dude shows the most blatant disrespect to everyone, even when his future is in the hands of the people, yet he still has the ego/nerve to think that he's not going to be facing any jail time, and only has to pay small fines. Yeah, this dude has never seen the light of day, especially when you admit that you'll continue to harass civilians on the street for profit, not to mention for fun.
If y'all give me the support and the donations and the love, the power chats, the crypto donation, nigga, I'm ready, bro. If y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let me be your bastion of the evil.
The absolute cherry on top of all of this, though, is that apparently he's been considering or attempting to file false strikes on people who cover him. Mainly people like Otozi and Legal Mindset, or anyone else talking shit about him. Yeah, good luck with that after blatantly admitting to false flagging people. But considering how low you are, I don't think it really matters. I do take great satisfaction in knowing that everyone but you is profiting off your content. It must really suck, seeing everyone else get racks on racks shitting on you while you have nothing to show for it. Actually, you know how I mentioned the cherry on top being the false flagging? Well, scratch that. So much happened right after the first court trial. You would think he would try to stay out of trouble, but nope. For starters, he tried creating his own meme coin cryptocurrency. Totally not a rug pull scam, by the way. Hey, little bro thinking the next Haley Welsh was that Hawk Tua coin. But don't worry guys, he also decided to stream after the trial, and apparently wasted no time in harassing the local population again. He proceeded to locate streamers Slightly Homeless and Nana, who were inside of a bar. Then he proceeded to smash a bottle in there and chase them outside.
No, don't listen to this nigga. This nigga don't know nothing. Shout out party.com. Homeless, what are you doing, bro? Why don't touch me, bro. Why you scared, bro? Relax. You just broke a drink, bro. Who cares? Fuck that shit. They don't pick it up.
Where he proceeded to sexually harass Nana, saying a bunch of vile and derogatory shit.
Remember when Homeless called you and said, Nakadashi? Remember? Remember when I told you Nakadashi? Remember? What? Why are you saying that? You know Johnny Somali, right? Mr. Hiroshima Nagasaki, you know that, right? Right? Call him. Go, nigga. Call the niggas, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Nana. Fuck you, Homeless. I'm on your ass, bitch. I'm on your ass.
Oh, by the way, Nakadashi just basically means to nut inside someone. So that's where the sexual harassment comes into play. It got so bad that Slightly Homeless and Nana were trying to run away from him, and he was just chasing them down. They managed to hide, but Johnny was still on a prowl, trying to find them with his voice on their stream.
He's thrown on the street. I don't even know the two of them. Screaming like a maniac. Listen, all these people are going to pick up the story. Hear me out. I'm a smart guy. I care more about my image. He doesn't care about his. His image affects me. He's done some weird things in Korea. I agree. Pretty up. I don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, this feels like it's straight out of a horror film. Except instead of a stone-blooded killer, it's some deranged social reject. Luckily, they decided to file a police report, so we'll see how that goes. But rest assured, Johnny was not happy when he heard about that. Johnny and Hank decided to call the police station and try and do something about it. Their main argument was trying to debate bro the fact that Slightly Homeless and Nana were streaming a police report, which is apparently supposed to be against the law or something.
Right. Did they really just think that calling and saying someone just falsely reported him is going to get the charge dropped? Well, let's see how that pans out for them.
These are the police?
Yeah, that's the police.
They speak English or only Korean?
English.
They speak English?
No, wait. Oh, no.
You don't know? So when you called the station, tell them what happened. Tell them the same story as me. I don't know. Tell them the information. You called the station and what they say.
I called the station. Said that they were illegally streaming in net.
네, 선생님은 한국 분이신가요?
저 한국 사람입니다.
지금 누가 신고했다는 얘기를 듣고 지금 그것 때문에 전화를 하셨다는 말씀이시죠?
네. 그리고 그 신고한 사람이 불법적으로 그 파출소 안에서 그 지구대 안에서 스트리밍을 하고 막 그랬어요.
그 사람이 지구대 안에서 스트리밍을 했다고요?
네. 경찰관들 얼굴도 찍고 막 그랬어요.
But then the police say that it's actually okay to stream the police station.
일단은 뭐 지구대 안에서 스트리밍한 것 자체가 뭐 처벌이 되진 않으니까.
Which kind of defeats their only angle against Slightly Homeless and Nana. I don't even know why you would try and counter-report people that you harassed. I guess content was lacking that day. But it's honestly crazy how after being such a societal cancer, you have the audacity to try and cry bully against other people. Peak loser behavior. After their main avenue of attack was denied, they try and press for additional info regarding a police report, only to be told that there is sufficient evidence against Johnny, and if they want, they can show up to a police station and give their side of the story.
지금 어떤 게 정확히 확인하고 싶으신 거예요?
누가 얘 상대로 거짓으로 신고를 했는데, 그 거짓으로 신고를 한 게 무슨 내용인지 접수가 됐는지 그거를 좀 알고자 합니다.
일단은 신고자는
What are they saying, Hank?
일단은
네.
지금 말씀하시는 신고자는
네.
본인이 그냥 길에서 방송하고 있는데
네.
뭐
I don't even know what they're saying.
뭐 이런 진술이었거든요.
네.
그래서 그걸로 저희가 일단 사건 접수는 했고요. 나중에 경찰서한테 연락이 가면
네.
정상 출석해서 본인이 뭐 억울한 부분이나 이런 거 진술하시면 될 것 같아요.
근데 쫓아간 것만으로는 불법이 아니잖아요.
그러니까 그거를
네.
아니 뭐 충분히 그것도 뭐 소지가 있죠. 그러니까
Well, Johnny decided to do the epic clapback. You guys ready? Here we go. Whoa, dude, that was completely epic! He owned the hacking police, was the hacking N-word!
안 되는 거 아니에요?
우리가 사건 접수했다고 무조건 처벌되는 게 아니라
네.
조사 받을 때
Why he not speaking English?
네.
그 행위에 대한 걸 다 따질 거니까 그때 소말리 본인이
네.
나는 억울하다 이런 적 없다고 소명하시고 그거에 대해서 증거를 못 찾으면
Can I talk to him? What is he saying? Tell me.
이해하시면 돼요.
알겠습니다.
What is he saying?
네, 되셨죠?
Can I say one more thing to him?
잠깐만요. Johnny가 무슨 말하고 싶대요. They're trying to investigate you for causing anxiety.
Shut the fuck up, you bitch ass fucking nigger. Nigger! I hung up on that bitch ass nigger.
Certified YN badass gangsta right here. Ladies and gents, he is fucking retarded. I hope the court brings up this hard R in his next trial. Imagine trying to get a lenient sentence and you harass people in the streets and call the police racial slurs right after. Speaking of police calls, he's also been making false police calls for $5 donations.
Hey, come right now! Come! English, bitch, you speak English?
Where are you?
I'm in Songpa. Songpa.
Your army? Is the army?
Songpa. My chat said call the police, come Songpa.
So we can only see if he'll get charged for those later on. Johnny's behavior got so bad that party, his current streaming site after being blacklisted everywhere else, also decided to ban him. So all's well that ends well. He's cut off from his revenue stream, however paltry, right? Well, turns out that he was only banned for a day before being mysteriously unbanned. But why would someone like him be unbanned? Turns out apparently, some higher-ups at Party decide to run gay ops for Johnny, and actively admit to trying to hide evidence from the Korean feds, or at the very least considering it strongly. Are you guys really that desperate for site-wide attention that you would keep someone as scummy as Johnny on your site? Despite all the negative press he's surely bringing to your name, and out of all of the people to sweep for. Imagine doing it for someone with zero redeeming qualities. He's hated and despised by everyone, has no money, and a non-existent fan base. I could understand if you guys were sweeping for a bigwig streamer, not that it would be right, but to risk legal wrath from Korea by actively hiding stuff for nobody? Come on, man. As of this moment, his party channel is still up. He also thinks he's some sort of YN crash out gangsta with that toolie of his that he's showing around. It's probably fake, but IDK who he's trying to impress. He looks more like those wannabe gangsters that you see in high school. Low-key, this is giving me EDP vibes when he threatened to shoot people messing with him. I mean, they're both delusional, so... beating a dead horse here, but Korea needs to crack down hard and make an example out of him. It's obvious that he's not going to learn if only mere days after his trial, he's already out and doing the same shit that got him in trouble in the first place. But enough of police reports and fake bravado. Let's see how he acts in the streets. Maybe the Nana situation was just a one-off. Well, the day after the Nana stream situation, he decided in his infinite wisdom to strip down to his underwear and roam the streets, mentally scarring the Korean population. I'm not kidding, by the way.
They want to charge me for doing twerking on the subway. I'm allowed to twerk in public. Boom, 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 boom. I want to ride. Let's go, Korea! Korea #1!
I did not need to see that. I would rather look at live leak beheading videos or IG real car crashes than Salami's malnourished body. Unsurprisingly, that little maneuver got him arrested for some reason.
Wait, don't take a video.
In my face, my face.
Don't take a video.
My face. What is the reason?
You are arrested.
For what?
Turn off.
No.
Turn off.
No.
Holy shit, this dude needs a book thrown at him. He needs to be put under house arrest or jailed ASAP, or we're gonna get to witness another beatdown on him. Foreshadowing, by the way. But don't worry, guys. According to Johnny, Korea's only gonna give him fines after all of this, man. Surely they will when they see him acting the exact same way that got him in court. But hey, don't worry, the Johnnyverse lore only gets better and better. Unsurprisingly, acting like a colossal failure in public post-trial irked the Koreans, and as a result, the totally unexpected happened again. Johnny got beaten post-court trial. Yeah, complete shocker. Totally undeserved after harassing the entire country for clout.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today? Whoa! Some motherfucker. Whoa!
I honestly don't know what to say except this was completely expected. I'm not at all surprised at the racism displayed towards Johnny considering his own feelings on Asians. The cherry on top is when Johnny went to confront this dude, he kept backing away every time the dude came towards him.
You should have been live when you saw that. What's up? Come back. Come back. Come back. What'd you say? What you say? Hey, back the fuck. What's up?
The only thing that can top this is if some dude runs a fade on Johnny, which I disavow, regardless of my personal feelings towards him. He also met Daegun again, who was the Korean Special Forces dude who knocked the lights out of him before.
Even in jail. Oh, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Go. Oh, Daegun. No fight, no fight. Peace, peace, peace. No fight. Talk. No fight. No fight. Please, I say stop the steal. Yoon. CCP out. CCP out.
And immediately opts to cower away and retreat. Yeah, Salami Boy didn't want no smoke. You could tell he was low-key shitting his pants. I would say that after getting a taste of justice, he immediately behaved himself. It's just a shame that his original beatdown couldn't cause him to stop causing trouble in Korea. Also at the time, he was politically protesting in South Korea, which as a foreigner, you are not allowed to do. So we might see that pop up in a future trial. But to add on to the good news regarding Johnny, remember those papers that he flashed that ended up revealing that there was a police report regarding the deepfakes he had of him and another streamer? Well, turns out the Korean court was also looking into it, and he is now officially charged with the distribution of deepfakes, for a grand total of 5 charges so far. Remember, deepfakes in South Korea come with prison time and heavy fines. As a matter of fact, this 5th charge will carry a mandatory prison sentence with no options of fines. So regardless of how the rest of the charges play out, he will be spending time in jail, one way or another. And considering that he's already pled guilty to 3 crimes, something tells me he's going to be viewing the world through bars for a while. So while all of that is going down, apparently some dude called Alex Novell wanted to do an interview with Johnny to get the other side. Like, we don't see all the stuff he's live streamed to the public. My best faith interpretation of Alex is that he doesn't realize the true extent to the amount of crimes Johnny has committed, Worst case is he's a malicious idiot trying to run damage control for another malicious idiot. To make a long story short, there's a planned documentary for Johnny and there's already some audio. I might make a separate video covering this documentary when I have more time, but so far from what I've seen, it's straight cheeks. If you want a more in-depth description on the interview so far, this video basically mirrors my thoughts. But in a nutshell, there are some key moments like Johnny angered that people make money off covering his shitty actions, and how he really hasn't done anything bad like we can't see the live streams ourselves. Alex was also upset that Legal Mindset wouldn't get in a call with him, even though he said he would answer any questions typed out. Dude, just type out the questions. If there's some that are hard to convey through text, you can go from there, but stop acting like Legal Mindset is ducking you. Alex seems to downplay / heavily glaze Johnny. My best guess is that he views it as a free speech issue. No, this isn't a free speech issue. Johnny has broken multiple laws in a foreign country. I don't know what other outcome you expected. I will say this though. When the official documentary releases and this is some 4D chess move to make Johnny look bad, I'll take back most of what I said, fair enough. It's just so far from what I've seen, I'm not impressed. All the while Johnny's doing his apology tour or whatever, he tries to plead insanity, which already doesn't work as he's pled guilty to 3 charges already. Also, pro tip, don't announce to the whole world what your next court strategy is gonna be, but I guess you can't help it, huh? Everything's gotta be content for you. Can't go 1 second without a camera in your face. But thanks for letting the prosecution know what strat you're gonna do so they can counter it. But in fairness, it's not like they really need the help anyways, considering your little GTA protagonist LARP.
Because people think that I'm insane too. And I feel like I've been diagnosed as bipolar too, like with mania, you know what I mean? Yeah. In America by psychiatrists. Yeah. Have you went to psychiatrists in America? Have you ever thought your family wanted you to go? Because that's why my mom was like, my mom noticed my behaviors, and that's what made me go to psychiatrists. And that's what they told me. That's when they prescribed me Seroquel and lithium.
Psychiatry is bullshit. Has a difficulty apologizing, has an impulsivity issue, has unmedicated bipolar, and is drinking a lot. That's kind of a perfect storm for controversy, but also for like repeat offense of the same thing.
What we're gonna do is we talk to, because I have 2 lawyers. I have a public defender and I have a paid lawyer that's helping us with other cases. The public defender said it's a good idea and that me and Hank are gonna go to a psychiatrist pretty soon and bring the paperwork. We're gonna go to a psychiatrist here in Korea and bring them the paperwork of that. And hopefully he said it can help my case, because
even if you didn't plead guilty at all, your behavior right before and after your trial indicates that you are not apologetic at all. As a matter of fact, you are continuing to have public freakouts in the streets. Just look at him, man. Doesn't it get tiring doing the same thing over and over? Yeah, if I have another autistic freakout in the streets of Korea, the people will finally love me this time, man. Spoiler alert, he got kicked out of that bar. He also pulls the classic obstruction of business.
What is this? I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yo, Jack,
sent $5. We must protect Johnny from Tate. 2 stations for Corey. Stay vigilant, brother. Somali books are on pressure.
Oh my God.
And harass people in public shtick.
Chinese, listen. Chinese? No. Chinese, they tricked me.
No.
Goodbye. No, let me talk to your parents.
Have a good day.
Chinese tricked me. I love Korea. I love Korea. China!
Do you know any new developments that he TTS some sort of bomb threat or alarm? I'm not really sure, but considering that there was a streamer who got arrested for TTSing a bomb threat, I wouldn't be surprised if that gets added to a future charge. It's low-key getting kind of tiring to comment on Johnny's antics though, because it's just the same thing over and over again. So my responses are pretty much going to be the same thing over and over again. While I was going to cover the April 9th trial and plan on wrapping up the video, something unexpected happened, because why not? Now, due to the additional deepfake charge and the force charge from last trial, which was another obstruction of business charge, Johnny's lawyer had to reschedule to May in order to deal with the additional charges. So Johnny is basically trapped in Korea right now, bleeding money. As a matter of fact, Hank, who was sugar daddying him, had to put out a GoFundMe and consider streaming because of this money drain. So basically they're nothing but
Broke boy, 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 broke, motherfucking boy, boy.
Ironic how Johnny started harassing people IRL to get fame and money, and now he has neither. I did call it though, how Korea was going to pull out of Japan and force out more and more charges, basically delaying any court dates Johnny has and trapping him here. But to get onto the main point, Legal Mindset released a video talking about this more in depth, dropping a couple bombshells on us. If you want more detail, I highly recommend watching the video, but I can cliff note it for you guys. Legal Mindset basically talks about how Johnny and Hank have leaked important court documents, the two different types of lawyers he has and how one of them doesn't know about the true extent of all the charges he has, Hank's little lawyer LARP, how the police hate him because he doesn't cooperate, more details on a deepfake incident, some other stuff that I'll mention shortly after, and how Johnny has to push the court date back. One of the funniest things that Legal Mindset talks about in this video is how Salami Boy is very upset that he has a female prosecutor. Yeah, can't imagine why, considering his treatment of women. What was the Comfort Woman statues? Bon Bon, who you made deepfake edits of, and is still victim blaming by the way, calling her a bitch, and sexually harassing / chasing Nana in the streets. One can only wonder why he is apprehensive of getting a woman prosecutor. Enough of these appetizers though, onto the main course. So Lotte World, which is basically Korean Disneyland, apparently has filed 2 charges against him. I'm just going to nuclear front load and say that one of the 2 charges he's facing from there is child sexual harassment. I'm not kidding. Honestly, at this point, I could just start blatantly making up stuff that Johnny did. And the crazy part is Salami Boy here has probably done it already. As for why he's facing this charge, luckily he didn't molest a child, but that's an insanely low bar to set. However, he did play very disturbing TTS in Lotte World that talked about having sex with kids, while there were children present.
아이들과 섹스하고 싶다가는 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 아이들과 섹스하고 싶다. 아이들과 섹스하고 싶다가는 아이들과
While not as bad as touching a kid, it is still very irresponsible and malicious. Especially considering how Johnny knows full well that people only TTS him messages to get him in trouble. He even acknowledges beforehand that people are going to donate messed up messages to TTS. So it's not like he has the "some deranged psycho TTS me randomly, I'm so sorry" excuse. He knew full well his chat was going to donate some crazy shit and still had TTS on. You can't even pull the "it's a joke" or "he's clip farming" argument because he very clearly was not. He had full intent to let TTS play mess up stuff to get him in trouble, and he knew it was going to happen. Even if it was actually a joke, why should we give him the benefit of the doubt? He has done nothing to earn goodwill and make us think otherwise. Also, while researching into this case more, I found something really disturbing. Apparently, this isn't the first time that Johnny has done stuff that would fall under child sexual harassment. He has multiple other incidents where he is saying really pedophilic stuff or trying to do pedophilic stuff. It's even worse in the TTS in Lotte World because at least in there, it wasn't him saying it, even though he knew full well that type of message would appear. It should honestly be telling that this dude has done so much fucked up shit. His weird pedo clips fly under the radar for the most part to the wider internet community. For starters, there was an incident in Japan where he was lying to a girl saying he was a minor too while trying to hit her up.
I'm a minor.
I'm a minor too.
You're what?
Same.
Ah, you're a minor. Seriously.
What the fuck are those tongue twirls, man? I felt virtually molested when he did that. There's also a case in Thailand where he was apparently trying to riz up a 16-year-old. One more case was in Israel where he was saying how he was basically like Diddy, R. Kelly, and Epstein. He even said he was willing to go to jail for the 16-year-old.
How old am I?
Yeah.
Yes.
How old are you?
Yes.
14.
You're right, yeah.
So smart. I'm too young for you, I guess.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
It's legal here in Israel. Take my Instagram.
He wants your Instagram.
Take it. It's legal here in Israel. I don't give a fuck. How old are you?
I'm 16.
I'll take both of you. I don't give a fuck. I'll go to jail. I go to jail. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's serious. I take both of them. I got wife number 1 and wife number 2. I'm like P. Diddy. I'm like Epstein. I'm like R. Kelly. I don't care. For her, look at the point right here. For her, I go to prison. Age ain't nothing but a number, but a dime ain't nothing but a thing. Oh my God.
Yeah, this dude needs to go. What the fuck is this shit? Why are you genuinely considering any of this? Bro really said being the biggest public nuisance streamer wasn't enough. Let's spice things up with some pedophilic statements. It's honestly telling that this dude has done so much messed up stuff that clips like these slip through the cracks. As for the other charge, this is technically speculation, but you know how in Johnny's trial, he had a surprise forced charge of obstruction of business that there is no detail on, which forced his lawyer to reschedule another trial? Well, people have been theorizing that said fourth charge is from Latte World, which I would not be surprised on. Considering how that little stunt he pulled was a TTS there also, unsurprisingly, falls under obstruction of business. And that's not counting his little freak out. But regardless, we will find out when his next court trial rolls around. Personally though, I can't wait to see what additional charges he gets and how many new ones he will rack up. As for how Johnny is currently performing, well, he's not handling it well. First he wanted to mass report / flag down Johnny So Somali, an account dedicated to logging his crimes while mocking him in the process. It's funny how Salami Boy keeps trying to mass report people covering him because the key defense that him and his followers use is freedom of speech, even though that only applies in America, not the countries he travels to in order to harass random people, and he's attempting to stifle other people's right to talk. So the irony is not lost. Then he had the bright idea of wanting to one-up his last court trial, as if showing up drunk and late to his last one wasn't enough. So he had a really bright idea to spice things up in the next court sesh. Said bright idea involved him pulling up to court in a KKK costume.
What do you think about the KKK outfit at the court? Is that too crazy? The tiny one, the same one kind of had.
Bro, I know it's a wonderful idea, but you won't even have a platform. You'll just get automatic banned.
No, so now I'm gonna get my Instagram deleted again. You're saying?
Imagine wanting the court to let you off easy with only some fines, only to show up and be disrespectful by LARPing as a racist. Against black people, that is. Just when everyone thinks you can't get any lower, you somehow manage to one-up the ante. Congrats. This just shows the level of seriousness he takes to the court, which is none. If he's not even gonna put the effort into pretending to care, the court shouldn't either and just throw the book at him. Max out that prison sentence, baby. Personally though, I think his next costume should be an SS officer outfit. Maybe that will win over the court so he can walk free. Then in the very same call, he has a bright idea of getting a Korean woman, putting her on a leash, and saying that she's his comfort woman.
I want to get a Korean girl, put her on a leash, and say, "Listen, I got my own comfort woman. I got a physical statue no more."
Yes. Walk on a leash. Walk on a leash, yes.
Tro, I think that's the best idea we came up with. Put the Korean girl on the leash and say, "This is my comfort woman."
I genuinely think at this point that he honestly didn't learn any lesson in Korea. Not even physical responses can teach him. Yeah, you know the action that got me in massive trouble with the Koreans and put me on their radar, which led up to my court trials? Yeah, what if I did that again, but even worse? This is the same dude who, after getting arrested for mentally scarring the Korean public by walking around in undies and making a scene, which obviously got him arrested, decided to say post-arrest that he would rape the female detectives. But don't worry guys, he actually said that they were lucky he didn't rape those bitches.
They brought some female detectives, they're lucky I don't rape these bitches. I don't give a fuck, man.
So in reality, Johnny is actually a swell guy, and all the hate on him is just a big misunderstanding. He just wanted to give those no good female detectives that rape Tua. and have non-consensual sex on that thing. But in all seriousness, this dude does nothing but antagonize the police, the law, and the people, and wonders why no one in Korea likes him. In a sense, he should honestly be glad that it's in Korea. If he tried saying some of the stuff that he said to American police, let's just say that their body cams would mysteriously malfunction for no reason at all. On the upside though, he probably wouldn't have gotten arrested at all if he did it in a crowded US city like New York or Los Angeles. Because let's face it, there's already 100 other crackheads there who can harass people far better than Johnny ever could. And they do it for the love of the game, not a camera in sight. It's not surprising that he just thinks of any way to worsen his already terrible situation just for an extra crumb of clout that won't amount to anything once he's in jail from a country with a near 100% conviction rate. Good luck streaming inside a jail cell. The crazy part though is despite everything that's happened, all the negative worldwide attention, the beatings, and the arrests/trials, he still has no regrets at anything that's even happened.
Has instead of saying he's sorry, he's actually tripling down. He's tripling down. So let's get into this right here and show you guys how Somali is absolutely not backing down. And in fact, he's getting worse. So this is audio from that X space, right? So listen up to this.
It's basically to Johnny. My question is basically to Johnny. What I would like to know is if he has any regrets for what he has been doing over the past few years, especially what's been going on in South Korea.
Zero regrets, zero remorse.
You have zero remorse for what you've done.
Tell me what I've done, buddy.
Doing? Look, I'm out of this. I want to hear this. It's probably going to be funny.
Yeah, tell me what I've done that I should be remorseful for, C42.
He doesn't even know what he's done he should be remorseful for. He doesn't even think there's one thing. Not even one thing.
Tell me.
That's actually crazy. This dude is facing up to 20 years in Korean prison, and he can't even say, yeah, in retrospect, I went overboard on some stuff and I regret it now. He genuinely believes that he did nothing wrong and that it was all just a big joke to him, even going so far as to say that he laughed his ass off looking back at old clips.
You haven't watched your own videos and all the other shit that you've done over the couple of years. You haven't seen anything. You haven't watched anything.
No, whenever I see clips of it, I laugh my ass off. It's funny.
Hey man, you won't be laughing when they dump your sorry ass in a jail cell. He can't even do the dog shit YouTuber apology shtick where they go, oh, I'm so sorry, and vague speak about what they did without actually addressing it. Ukulele Girl's apology was way better. This is all self-inflicted, by the way. At no point does he ever just stop. The court should honestly slam dunk him hard and give him the biggest possible sentence. If not for the sake of teaching him a lesson about messing with their country, and discouraging other IRL streamers from doing the same thing, it's so he doesn't go out and harass other countries for clout. Korea should honestly take a page out of Thailand's book. Vitaly came over there looking to cause trouble, and bam! Facing up to multiple decades in prison while living in a rat-infested jail cell. Keep in mind, he has to live in said jail cell while his trial is being scheduled, which won't be for another 2 to 3 years. The crazy part about all of this? This all took place after Johnny Somali's court trial. So everyone knows that causing trouble in a foreign country will get you arrested and put on trial. And Vitaly still chose to go to Thailand to cause trouble anyways! How do you see someone get arrested for causing trouble in a foreign country and be like, yeah, that's cool, but I can do one better? Genuinely baffling. Right now, Johnny has moved on from leaking his private lawyer sessions, where it should be obvious why recording/streaming your private lawyer talks or talking about getting out of legal trouble is a bad idea.
And unfortunately for Johnny, he outed Hanks and his own lawyer's incompetence himself, as again, he keeps on streaming from his lawyer's office, and by doing so, he keeps leaking information about his trial without even realizing it as it's being said in Korean. While Johnny doesn't understand Korean, many others do, including translators that help creators cover the story.
So this is the lawyer speaking. So what's happening here, guys, is that Hank is trying to be the lawyer, and the lawyer is having to reprimand and say, hey, Hank, like, let me talk first. Stop trying to explain.
To some other harebrained scheme to maintain relevance in the limelight. Recently, I've seen rumors float around that Johnny Somali has been killed in Korea via a beheading. Obviously, to no one's surprise, no one feels bad at all, if this were to be true. However, there is really good proof that this is all faked. So Johnny was in a Discord call with other people shooting the shit, and then he got the bright idea to fake his death in order for YouTubers to report on it and make them look stupid.
You should fake your death, bro. Johnny Somali gets beheaded by Korean mob.
That was faking my death to go viral. To Neon did that a couple times.
Yeah, he has a career now, bro.
So what do? Go to the hospital and like lay in the bed with it. That's a good one. So I think just start making fake content now. Stop doing real shit. I just went.
No,
Mix it.
Mix it, bro. Mix it.
Mix it up.
Yeah, great endgame here, man. Yeah, I faked my death to own those YouTubers.
So doing that will fucking go.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Because the YouTubers are gonna report on it. That's what's good. They're gonna look stupid. They're giving me the free publicity.
Congrats, you thought being a felon wasn't enough. You just had to be a liar too. As if one fake story wasn't enough, though. He also had the bright idea to fake being under house arrest and buy a fake ankle monitor to sell the act.
You could just order a ankle monitor on Amazon or something, and just that might just work. That might just work.
I'll try it. I can try it.
That would be hilarious.
Apparently, Johnny's new strat now is that he wants to continue to gather clout with fake stories, since he already has a rep for doing outrageous things. The other reason, as stated before, is to try and make people who cover him publish fake info. Well, I mean, these clips are public now, so good luck with that. The only people you're gonna fool at this rate are the AI channels. Let's be real here though. This plan, like all his others, is gonna backfire heavily. I mean, sure, he'll gain short-term attention and tons of people who will comment about the fake acts, but keeping dedicated fans long-term? The only people willing to watch your content are the dudes who enjoy DGen IRL streaming, for the simple reason of they enjoy watching the streamer get in trouble and beaten up. Sometimes they even donate inflammatory TTS to speed up the process of getting said streamer in trouble. You should know all about that, Johnny, especially considering what happened in Lotte World. When those viewers you appealed to find out that you're going to start faking your content, guess what? They're going to stop watching you. You know why? The whole reason that they watch you is to see you get into hot water. So if you start faking stuff, they're going to lose interest and stop watching. As of right now, it appears that Johnny is being quiet and behaving himself. Fake plots aside, and I hope it stays that way so I can stop adding things to this video and wrap it up. I'm sure there's some drama in his Discord with mods deleting channels, but I could really care less about that. He also still holds very negative opinions towards Asians, shall we say. But again, not surprised. I said this at the start of the video, but it's actually crazy how content brain Johnny got where he wanted to chase the clip above all else. Even when it reaches the point of him facing deep legal trouble in court and jail time, he still continues to act the exact same and learn nothing, even post-court trial. Are the $5 donations really worth it to get beaten both physically and legally? You have no views on your fringe third-party streaming sites, and by extension, no money either. The only time you get noticed is when someone reposts a clip of you wilding out. You're trapped in a country where everyone has military training and hates you. When the inevitable happens and you get dragged to court, you do the complete opposite of what you should do in court and act really bad, showing up drunk and disrespectful to the judge and everyone else there. It's no wonder why you're getting extra charges levied against you and more court dates. After all, the Korean government has no shortage of crimes to charge you with, and with your behavior post-court trial, they will never run out of crimes. Despite all of that, he somehow thinks all he's going to get is a measly fine and walk away relatively scot-free. Yeah, this dude needs to be put in jail and take his DGen IRL streamer / 2016 prankster-ass content with him. That's all I gotta say. See ya.